Series circuits are when components are arranged along one wire. Parallel circuits, which have branches where the electrical pathway.
Short circuits is when an electrical current takes the easiest route.
Resistors increase resistance, making the current reading less. For example, the light bulb would be dim.
Switches are used to control a circuit.
LDR stands for a light-dependent resistor, and it only works in light.
Stands for light-emitting diode. If electricity goes the correct direction for an LED, a light will shine.
Motors and buzzers, components used in vehicles.
Fuses allows electrical current to flow through, but if there is a surge, then the fuse breaks the circuit and stays in.
An AND circuit only allows current to flow if two switches are in the on position.
Or circuit, the path of electricity can take either route depending on which switch is on.
Current is measured in amps with an amp.
A voltmeter. A voltmeter is to measure voltage.
Energy transfer from a circuit is when the chemical energy from a battery transfers into electrical energy through a circuit, which transfers into a light bulb with light and heat energy.
Magnet. Only iron, steel, nickel and cobalt are magnetic. All magnets have an invisible magnetic field.
The test for a magnet is if it repels another magnet.
An electric wire has a circular magnetic field.
An electromagnet is a piece of coiled wire wrapped around a piece of steel or iron.
The uses for electromagnets include doorbells and refractors.
Weight. A 1 kilogram mass of Earth has a weight of 10 newtons. A 1 kilogram mass in space has a weight of 9 newtons.
Springs and weight. When a weight is hooked onto the end of a spring, it will stretch slowly.
Deceleration. Slowing down unbalanced forces, often with brakes. Levers. The longer the lever, the greater the turning force about the pivot.
Moment. When a force acts on something which has a pivot, it creates a turning force. Moment equals force times perpendicular distance.
High pressure is when you have a solid with a small area, which creates high pressure.
Low pressure is a large area. For example, a camel's foot is very wide so it doesn't sink in the sand when it's walking.
Pressure equals force divided by area. Force equals pressure times area. Area equals force divided by pressure.
Light travels at 300 million meters per second in a straight line.
Reflection. Reflection is when light travels in a straight line and reflects a shiny object. Rough surfaces look dull because the light is scattered in random directions. The angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection.
Light ray travels through the block in a straight line. If the light ray comes in at a small small angle, say 20 degrees from normal, then it changes direction and just moves through the block and then changes direction again. The angle the light ray makes with the normal when it leaves the surface having changed direction is called the angle of refraction.
Dispersion of light. When white light travels through a prism, it produces a spectrum of colour.
Hearing. Sound vibrates off an object, which then vibrates your earbone and the eardrum.
Audible ranges can differ between different species, such as humans have different audible ranges to the cat family.
Loud sounds on hearing can be harmful over long periods of time if ears are exposed to it. Sound energy, driven by vibration, passes from molecule to molecule in the air.
The louder the sound, the higher the amplitude.
The higher the pitch, the higher the frequency.
Day and night are caused by the earth's rotating axis.
Can you see why the tilt causes Earth to have seasons throughout the year? Let's find out. Here's the energy of the sun. Notice that it hits the lower half of Earth, called the southern hemisphere, most directly. The sun's energy hits the northern hemisphere.
Solar eclipse. When the moon gets in the way of the earth, so the earth can't see the sun and get any light.
Lunar eclipse is when the earth drops the sunlight to the moon, putting the moon completely in the shade.
Natural satellites are things such as our moon and asteroids, orbiting, for example, a planet or a moon.
The closest to the sun is the planet Mercury. Next, the shrouded planet Venus is as cloudy as can be. The Earth is next, we call it home, let's hope it stays that way. And then there's Mars, it's really red, what more can I say? The gassy planet Jupiter's as big as planets come. Then there's Saturn with its mighty rings made up of tiny crumbs. We travel on to Neptune, that's a gassy crazy ball. And cold and tiny Pluto, it's the furthest one of all. Well, there you go, that's our solar system.
You forgot Uranus.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, where are we going?
You can observe space with telescopes. Planets and moons are in the solar system, and the tropical solar system is galaxies. The principal galaxy is a black hole. There are many galaxies in the universe. The Milky Way, our galaxy, a collection of millions of stars orbiting an innocent.
Astronomical distances are very large distances, for example, light years.
Renewable resources. Renewable resources are when resources that are always present and they will never run out. Non-renewable sources. Resources which once they have been used once cannot be used again.
Joules measures energy. It also is the key unit for energy.
The Sun is the large star in the middle of our solar system which we orbit and is the source of energy on Earth.
Fossil fuel formation. Dead sea organisms covered by sediment for millions of years go to oil and gas. Fossilized forests go to coal.
Electrical energy is released from batteries and generators.
Energy can be stored or transferred. It cannot be destroyed. This is called the law of conservation of energy.